Hello and welcome to the Godot community. I am Jody Ann Henry and I am the Middle School Theater PLC moderator. For today's webinar, I will be discussing stage movement and blocking techniques. So, what is blocking? Blocking refers to the movements of the actors on stage. It is the planned physical motions of actors that help to tell the story, that helps to convey the subtext of the dialogue within the play, and also helps to give the audience focus or directs their focus to a particular part of the stage throughout the play. Blocking involves the collaborative process between the actors and the directors to come up with realistic movement throughout the play to create the world of the play and help to tell the story. The first step in blocking is learning where to stand and how to move on stage. It is important that the director and the actors have a vocabulary that they use to instruct each other on exactly where to move and where to stand in order to convey the story as well as portray the characters believably on stage. So there are 9 stage directions. The area closest to the audience is referred to as the downstage area. The area furthest away from the audience is referred to as the upstage area. And then we have stage left and stage right. And of course, center stage. If you're standing on the stage left section, but you are closest to the audience, that area is referred to as downstage left. If you are standing on the left side of the stage, but you are furthest away from the audience, that is referred to as the upstage left corner. Then, of course, we have center stage, downstage center, upstage center, upstage right, center right, and downstage right. In order to help my students really remember the different stage directions and the areas of the stage, I give them a quick summary of why and how did these names come about. I tell them about the rake stage. So before the stage was on a flat plane, we had a slanted stage or a raked stage. So walking down the slope would be walking down to the area closest to the audience, and you're going down the slope, which is why we refer to as downstage. Going up the slope, we refer to that back area as upstage. And understanding that and being able to visualize that oftentimes help them to understand which part is downstage and which part is upstage. And stage left and right is always from the actor's perspective. So imagine you're standing on the stage. Where would be your right side? That would be stage right. Where would be your left? That would be stage left. And that helps to build a sense of vocabulary. So when I'm asking an actor, I would like for you to move down stage left or move down stage, they understand versus me having to demonstrate. Now, there are certain weak or strong positions on stage, and this diagram describes that. So center stage is one of the strong areas on stage. So if you're standing center stage and you are moving away from the audience, that would be a weak movement or a weak position because you're moving away from the audience. Oftentimes when you're moving away from the audience, it signifies weakness or less power. A character that is moving towards the audience signifies power or strength. So if you're center stage, moving towards the upstage area, these arrows, and they're in red to indicate weaker movements. If you are standing center stage and you're moving further downstage, that's a more stronger movement. It's a neutral movement if you're centering, you're moving left or right. If you are standing in the upstage corner of the stage, upstage right, and you're moving down towards the center, or you're moving more towards the downstage area here, that is a strong movement. If you are standing downstage and you are moving away from the audience, you're moving towards that upstage corner, that is a weaker movement. If you are moving towards the center, so you're already downstage, but you're moving from stage left or right towards the center, downstage center, closest to the audience, that is a stronger movement. Understanding these positions helps you to tell the story a bit better. So if there's a moment in the play where the character is feeling emotional or it's a strong moment, even without the director necessarily telling the actor where to move, they'll instinctually know that I need to, towards the audience, would be the best or the stronger movement choice to make in this particular moment. And this also helps when directors or actors are creating stage pictures or figuring out the transition between each moment, which part of the stage is best to just stand or to move to. The next important thing for an actor to learn is the different stage positions. This is how they stand in relation to other actors on stage as well as the audience. So here are 5 important stage positions. There's full front, 1/4 position, profile, 3/4 position, and full back. Full front is when the actor is standing open and they're facing directly towards the audience. 1/4 right, the actor is standing at a diagonal, facing the diagonal corners of the stage, so stage right or stage left. Profile position, the actor is facing directly towards stage right or stage left. Their shoulder is oftentimes pointed towards the audience, and we're getting just the side of their face. If an actor is standing at a diagonal towards the upstage corners of the stage, that is called a 3/4 position. And then, of course, full back, you're completely facing the upstage area of the stage and giving the audience your back. Now, here are some tips on positions to avoid when on stage. I suggest that an actor avoid the profile position, especially during a moment where you have dialogue and you're not giving focus to another character on stage. I would suggest avoiding the profile position. Why? It's very hard to see your face. I always remind my students that the eyes are the windows to the soul. If we can't see your face or see your eyes, it really cuts off what is happening or what you're trying to portray emotionally with your character. So I suggest avoiding it unless you're standing in a profile position because you're giving focus to another character who has important dialogue, or you're giving focus to what is happening on stage that the audience needs to pay attention to. I also suggest avoiding upstaging another actor. Upstaging simply refers to forcing it, based on your position, you are forcing an actor to turn away from the audience. So avoid upstaging another actor. Avoid turning your back to the audience unless you're moving with purpose, unless it's for a brief moment, or you are moving because you're turning your back because you're giving focus to another actor or something else that's happening on stage. I also suggest avoid walking towards your exit while speaking your final line. It oftentimes gets lost. I always encourage my actors to deliver that final moment, deliver that final line, and then make that exit. But don't speak upstage as you're exiting because we lose what you're saying.